Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Jimmy the Bag. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak the Bag Show for Thursday, January 18th, 6 o'clock version. Of course, we have a massive slate of college basketball games, and I was able to do some kind of half-assed handicapping on the games up until 8 o'clock. And if I have anything that I'm liking particularly, which is not likely, I will tweet it out. But I have some opinions on some of the games on the 7 o'clock games, and we do have a 6 o'clock game, Jim. So it's a Tennessee State and OVC game. So if there's a second half play on that one that I'm liking, that will come during this show at the tail end, and I'll make that one an official pick if I'm liking it, if there's something that I'm liking. And we're going to dig as deep as we can into this massive slate of college basketball games. This is pretty much how it's going to be every Thursday. Every Thursday, 50 games on the card, and the same leagues have their games on Thursday. So college basketball is crazy, and SBR's working me, baby. I got to do a ton of other shit on Thursdays, not just, these shows, preparation. So, I wish I could do my in-depth research. What I really wish I had was some fucking interns and assistants and a little bit of Provigil, and I'd be kicking ass. But I don't have any of that shit, so I work with what I got. You know what I'm saying, Jim? Although one thing we do have is all of these commenters on the live chat, except that this all comes after the fact when the show's already started. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, it's great to have these guys, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. First thing I see is Greg Schneider saying William & Mary and UIC. All right, very interesting stuff here. All right, let's see. Aspir Latte says, I literally have no brain cells left. I wonder what that's referring to. Maybe he's referring to trying to handicap all these college basketball games. I know the feeling, Aspira. I know the feeling. All right, let's see. 50-game card. Everyone's freaking out about this massive card. What's the first comment that you have there? Is it from Golfer? YYC Golfer?
Yep.
All right, good. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Once again, I have looked at the games in the 7 o'clock games. I have not been able to look at any of the games past that, but a few games did jump out at me. First of all, Youngstown State as a home dog seems like they should have some value. Not totally sure that VMI should be getting that many points at home against Mercer. I was also thinking the same thing about Florida International. That line has gone up, so now I'm questioning my opinion on that one. Eastern Tennessee State and Furman is definitely interesting. When it was at Pick'em, I liked Furman. Eastern Tennessee State obviously is competitive with Furman, but Furman's at home, and I think more likely than not they pull it out. The line's gone up to 2, so I'm not jazzed about that line move, but that was definitely one I'm thinking about giving anyway. William and Mary, I'll give that one right now. They opened at 1.5. I liked it at 1.5. I didn't understand why the line was so low, and I will give that one right now for sure, just to lock in the 2 that's still available at the Greek, -2, -115. It's 2.5 everywhere else. I bet that one at 1.5, and I will start things off with that one, William & Mary -1.5. We've talked about William & Mary quite a bit in these shows, Jimmy the Bag, and I'm going to give them officially -2, -115 against Northeastern. Did you look at that game at all?
I looked at it a bit. I got burnt last time William & Mary were at home, and I think Northeastern is a pretty good squad, and I do like the play. I know a lot of people are on it. But I left that game alone.
Okay. And then just scanning the other games, talk about my leans. Elon, James Madison. Maybe we'll talk about that one. I was thinking that Elon might be a good road favorite in that spot. Let's see. What else? What else is interesting?
Native Queens on William & Mary first half and second half.
Yes, I was thinking about taking the first half as well. Morehead State at home against Jacksonville State. That's an interesting game. Jacksonville State, of course, played a good game recently against Murray State, but I was thinking that Morehead State getting 7 points at home might be worth a shot. And then the old IUPUI game, I was leaning IUPUI. I believe Jim is leaning that way as well. And then let's see, just scanning. Juan was already waving.
A funny comment here, Dan Kelly.
Yes.
While running around this afternoon, getting my business done, I stopped into Starbucks and I asked the barista for a double 12 latte. She said, "What?" I said, "Just give me a coffee, no sugar."
Very nice, Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly's got spreadsheets, man. Maybe one day we can one day beg Dan Kelly for the spreadsheets. I wish we had like a way you could donate a spreadsheet online instead of $2 here and there. All right, and then as far as totals are concerned, I'll just quickly tell you the things that I was thinking about from the games that are going on at 7 o'clock. I was thinking about, I can't even remember What the fuck was I thinking about? Thinking about over in the William & Mary Northeastern game as well. That one was 155.5, and now it's up to, opened at 154.5. Now it's up to 155 or 155.5, and I'll throw that one on there as well, actually. I'll throw that one on there as well. I'll throw the first half over on the William & Mary Northeastern game. Let me just quickly, don't worry, Jim, we'll get to everything that you like. I'm just covering everything. All right, this is the way it goes on Thursdays, and this is the way it's going to be for every Thursday until the regular season of college basketball is over, because they put 50 games every Thursday card up. All right, I'm going to take the first half over William & Mary Northeastern. It's 73.5 minus 110 or 73 minus 126 at Pinnacle. This is a pussy move, but I'm going to take the 73 minus 126. That half point is not worth 16 cents, but I'm going to take it anyway. What the hell? 73 minus 126, William & Mary Northeastern first half over. And some other totals that I was thinking about, slightly to the under in Marist Siena for sure on that one. The St. Peter's total, fuck. So many games. I love the St. Peter's under at 143. I did not understand why it was there. Now it's all the way down to 136. 135.5, 137.5 at BetOnline. Maybe I'll give it even at that lower number, much lower number. But damn it, I was going to give that one. I was going to be like, this is a great play, but it's not 143 anymore. I should have tweeted it out, but I didn't. You know why? 50 college basketball games. I didn't even. People were like, you didn't have like 45 seconds just to bring up Twitter and find the best line and tweet it out? No. I did not have an extra 45 seconds to do that, Jim. That's what happened. You got 55 fucking basketball games on the college basketball card. It drives you fucking nuts. All right, so Jimmy the Bag, what do you want to talk about?
First off, I was very happy to see that Native Queen is on this as well. I'm on the IUPUI first half and full game. Okay. I am doubling up on this. IUPUI started out 3-10. And with the mix of good coaching and leadership from seniors Aaron Brennan and Ron Patterson, this team has turned their season around, winning 4 of 5. Cleveland State plays much better at home than they do on the road, but they are a bad basketball team. They're 344th in the nation on the boards. Their biggest player, 6'9", 220-pound Stephen Kenich, would rather play on the perimeter. He pulls down 3.1 boards in 22.4 minutes a game. Cleveland State has won 1 of their last 10 games. They lost at Detroit Mercy when Detroit was missing 3 of their starting 5. IUPUI destroyed Detroit Mercy at home when Detroit Mercy had Cameron Chapman back. That was just a couple days ago. They were up 51-28 when they let the subs come in and get some court time. I like IUPUI a lot here. First half, full game.
All right, and I was leaning that way as well to hear that both Native Queen and Jimmy the Bagger on this one. I'm going to be on it as well. The full game right now is -1. My only trepidation was just like, it can be a little bit sketchy taking these on-paper road favorites that look really good. I mean, we saw it happen with Kentucky against South Carolina. We've seen that, Oklahoma, you know what I mean?
I do, but they're barely a favorite.
Yes, right.
It's very, very tight situation. And let me also mention that Native Queen's just on the first half at this point.
On the first half.
Yeah, she's not on the full game. It was just the first half call.
Wow, she knows what the fuck she's doing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, I'll take the first half, and maybe the full game won't be a winner either. But I'm going to take both of those with you, Jim. Let me find the best line for the first half. IUPUI minus at bookmaker -105, and that's the line we'll get. Minus for half -105, and the full game is -1 -110, and we are both on that one. And while I'm at it, while I have the first half screen up here, I'll throw on William & Mary first half -1, and that will be where the hell is that one? -113 at Pinnacle right now. So I'm throwing on the William & Mary first half -1 as well. And all right, what else do you want to talk about, Jim?
Well, I have come on board the NC Wilmington train that I was fading earlier. When I was fading them, I was really studying them and watching them, and I've seen them come together. They're a big dog at Charleston. Charleston's lost 3 of 4. UNC Wilmington doesn't have a lot of depth, but they have high-end talent in Devontae Kaycock, 17.5 points, 12.9 boards, and point guard Jordan Talley, 16.1 points, 5.1 assists. They have been improving over their last few games. Now, Charleston has a 6'10", 260-pound junior Nick Harris, 6.3 points, 6.9 boards. He'll get in the face of Kaycock. They also have 6'7", 250-pound Jarrett Brantley, 17.4 points, 6.5 boards, and Jose Chile will go head-to-head with Talley. They each played Northeastern recently. Charleston had a much easier time with them, but Charleston went into Elon and lost 63-58, whereas North Carolina. Wilmington went into Elon and beat them in overtime. UNC Wilmington is getting better and better, and I love this double-digit spot.
All right, let me find that one. NC Wilmington just on the full game.
Full game.
All right, that will be plus 11.5. Let's see, NC Wilmington plus 11.5 minus 103. Minus 103. That's the line at Bet Online. See, I was thinking that's an interesting one. NC Wilmington can get blown out, and Charleston, as someone mentioned before, maybe they've been better than they've looked. They're better than they've looked on paper. So that one has me a little bit nervous. I was thinking maybe about a shot with the under there. Charleston does slow things down. Plus 11.5 minus 103 is the line we're going to give you, Jim.
Love it.
All right, so I'm looking at some of these other games. A lot of people talking about the Virginia-Georgia Tech game. Every time Virginia's a massive, road favorite or an enormous home favorite, I'm always thinking to myself, maybe this is the game where, like the Boston College game, where the underdog has big value. And I'm looking at this one with Georgia Tech. I don't know if you looked into this game, Jim, but Georgia Tech's at home. They're getting 7.5 or 8. Virginia, of course, can drive a dagger into any team, road or home. But I'm thinking maybe this is a game where Georgia Tech, where the underdog has value.
I think this is the game.
Yeah, you think so?
I am on Georgia Tech. After starting the year unranked, Virginia is now number 2. They've won 8 straight. Number 1 in the country, allowing just 52.9 points per game. They have never allowed more than 68 points a game. No team has hit 50% from the field, but that's fine. Georgia Tech doesn't play that way. They only score 66 points a game. They've won 4 straight and 5 of 6. 6'10", 234-pound senior Ben Lammers averages 12.1 points, 9.2 boards. Now, last year, Jack Salt played very well against them in this game. Slowed them down. Ben Lammers has had a year to think about it. Okogie and Jackson look very good since coming off of suspension. Okogie averages 18.8. Jackson averages 13.6. 6'9" junior Abdoulaye Gueye keeps getting more and more court time. Can Virginia's Kyle Guy and Devin Hall keep up with Okogie and Jackson? I don't know. I mean, they can defend them, but can they keep up with their offense? Virginia's only played 3 games on the road this year.
Yeah.
I think this is the spot.
You want to go for it? I'll do it with you, Jim, if you are. I'll do it with you. I'll fucking do it with you. Right now, it opened at 8.5. It's now 7.5 or 8, but Bookmaker still has 8. Georgia Tech plus 8 minus 115, and Jimmy the Bag's going to take Georgia Tech plus 8 minus 115. That's what I was thinking. I'll do it with you, Jimmy the Bag. I did get burned, man. I mean, when you see a team that is up big on the road and then drives a dagger into the team in the second half, that's when you're starting to think, wow, this is a fucking serious team. And when Virginia was on the road against Virginia Tech, I bet they were up big at the half, and I bet Virginia Tech big in the second half, and Virginia just drove a dagger into them. And that's when I made that little note in my head, being like, wow, be very careful betting against this team. But I will take it, Georgia Tech plus 8 minus 118 with you, Jim.
I like it. Old Twat Latte's against us. He's got Virginia minus 7.5.
Really?
But Melee Payless Way has Georgia Tech. And someone Mark Buey says, love Georgia Tech, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's just a tough one. It's just a tough one. There's going to be a lot of defense here. It might be a situation where the under is a good play as well. Man, I mean, look, Virginia is just a vicious, ferocious team, but at some point they're going to have their ATS losses.
At some point, right? P, someone just named P comes in and says G-Tech is the play.
Yeah, oh gosh, Jesus, yeah. Rick H says the very reason why I don't like the under in this Virginia game, I think it goes over. Yeah, I'm not touching the total here, but I will take a shot with Georgia Tech.
Now hide and seek is against us. He says Georgia Tech just like Georgetown yesterday.
No. Georgia Tech is a legit. I mean, Georgetown has some serious issues. Georgia Tech is a pretty admirable team. No.
No, Desi Lathan, which is our man Smooth. Smooth says love Virginia Tech, Jimmy. Maybe, love Virginia Tech, which is a little different. But I like this spot, and I like all the points. And Virginia's a very good team, but Georgia Tech, I think, can stay close at home.
Yeah. All right. Let's look for some comments. A lot of people talking about games, asking about games. I'm going to go back to the beginning to see if there's any. Okay. So Joe D says my play of the day: Michigan minus 3.5, minus 115, 40 units. I did not get a chance to look at that game. Jim, did you look at that one?
I did, and it made me uncomfortable to see that because I am going to take. Kaisa Kyle says Georgia Tech low-hanging fruit.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
P says Tech will make the tourney.
Yeah, very nice.
That
very
gives me
nice.
Some confidence.
Very nice.
Yes, I'm on Nebraska, so I was uncomfortable. Joe D's a great capper, so I was uncomfortable to see that. Oh, yes. Nick 427 PC says GT is the play. They've beaten quality teams.
Okay. Andrew Cisneros says bowl packed, fresh Coca-Cola, LOL, and waiting for Juanma's pick of the day. Okay. Andrew Cisneros loving the show. Let's see. Looking for other comments here.
Brent Brooks says Pete must never shave the dick broom. Never.
Jazzy B says, Boo, you need a Cowboys hat on, please. Okay, I'll wear a Cowboys. Oh, wait, maybe she's talking to you. I don't know. Yeah, oh, yeah, because you're in San Francisco. All right, let's see. I'm looking for let's see, other comments here. Greg Schneider likes William & Mary and UIC. All right, we'll look at that one in a second. We'll look at that one. Yes, Dave Wolf says, Pete, thanks for Villanova under last night. Yes, as we discussed the game, I realized that that the under, was probably a very good play. I bet that one, and it was it worked. All right, let's see. Other comments here. Some funny shit, but we don't have the time to get into the jokes that I'm seeing. I'm just looking for Vitalis. Jimmy's added Furman's Paladin. Furman money line. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That game I did look into. Let me see. Looking for Mutt Beast likes Wofford. We'll talk about that one. That game I did look at. Wofford, of course, has been great ATS, except for the one time we all loved them against Harvard, and I wound up taking Harvard on the second half on that one and cashing. But today's Wofford game is pretty interesting. I'm thinking about taking them. They are a small road favorite, though. Scott Letty says, just opened my first beer, listening to the best show on earth. Let's go, Scott Letty. Thank you so much. I'm going to fucking take a screenshot of that and send that shit to everyone I know. Fuck you all. You know what I'm saying? All the people who scammed me and screwed me in life. I'll be like, you can't take away the fact that some people think we're on the best show on earth. You can't take that away from me. All right. Yes, DJ Big Boss says Morehead State +7. DJ Big Boss, I was thinking that way as well, and I think I will add it now just because DJ Big Boss likes it as well. Let's see some other comments here. I'm looking. God, I'm skipping all over the jokes because I'm looking at picks, questions about picks, suggestions for picks. Mutt Beast also says Ryder. Let's see. Looking for other comments here.
Well, I would like to be officially locked in on that Nebraska play.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about it.
Nebraska's had a difficult time scoring of late. Difficult time scoring, still have won 6 of 8. Jordy Shamanga, the Canadian, who we thought would be out indefinitely for personal reasons, is likely to be back tonight. He's expected to play tonight. Isaac Copeland continues to play very well. What happened with Shamanga being out was that Isaiah Roby really stepped up. So it's going to probably help them in the long run. Shamanga can slow down Mo Wagner. Michigan was overlooking Maryland. Maybe they're not going to overlook Nebraska, but I like Nebraska at home. I like this spot. Going to jump on it. Okay, let me find that line. Yeah, all right. So someone else said Michigan -3.5 was the play of the day. It's now up to 5 or 5.5. So Jim, we'll give you a Nebraska. Here we go, +5.5. I did not have a chance to look at this game. +5.5, -110. That's the line at Intertops. Thank you so much, Intertops, for providing the best line here on Nebraska. +5.5, -110. Twatty Latte is with me.
Yeah,
loves Nebraska,
okay.
And he loves the over in this game.
Okay. Again, I didn't have a chance to look at it, but here's a comment, an earlier comment from Russell Beiswanger. And I believe that's the guy who has the friends who said that my mustache is the Key West nut tickler or whatever it's called. But he says College of Charleston, top 10 defensive team in the country, first half under. Yes, I was thinking about unders in that Charleston game, and I might add that one in my spread. Desi Latham says NBA take Orlando on the spread. We'll get to the NBA later on in the show, but we already did that in the morning show. Desi Latham, very controversial game there, and actually some money has come in on Cleveland, which is definitely interesting. All right, let's see.
I got a great line here. Mark Boy says, love Niagara too. They're 5-0 against the spread, and I am doubling up on Niagara this evening. First half and full game. Niagara, they're at Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
Niagara has won 4 straight and 7 of 9. The Purple Eagles are small, but they can score. They hit 44% from the field, 36% from 3. Matt Scott and Khalil Dukes each average over 20 points a game, and Quinnipiac is terrible at every facet of the game. They are led by 6'6", 190-pound senior Cameron Young, 17.9 points, 6.3 boards, and 6'9" senior Chase Daniels, 11.9 points, 4.1 boards. If you look at teams that they've both played, St. Peter's beat Quinnipiac by 26 at home. and St. Peter's lost to Niagara by 3 on the road. Niagara went into Marist, beat them by 16. Quinnipiac up by Marist by 1 in overtime at home. I like this spot, and I know that the line's being people are putting money on Niagara. I get why. I'm doubling up on this spot.
All right, so which game do you want?
Niagara, first half and full game.
Niagara, right? The full game. The Greek still has 3.5, so we'll give you that one. Let's see, Niagara minus 3.5, minus 110. That's the line at the Greek. Everywhere else has 4. And the first half. Let's go to the first half. I'm here at SBRodds.com, looking at all the comparing all the odds here. Let me find that one. Nothing SBR odds can do about 50 games on the card. Nothing they can do about that one. Although you can actually for college basketball, for cards like these, it's customizable. You can show only the games you want to see. So you can. Did you know that, Jim?
I did.
You can click on the boxes here and say show only games that I've clicked on. So it's actually customizable. It actually is useful for a college basketball card like this because you can customize it to show only the games that you want to see. All right. So the first half is -2. The best line will be at UWager, and at UWager -2, minus 105. So he's going to take first half -2, minus 105.
Very
on
interesting
Niagara.
comment by Ricky Packard. Says JTP, you mish guy here. Wolverines are 8-0 in their last 8 meetings versus Nebraska. However, they scraped out a W on Monday after being down 10 at the half to Maryland. That said, I do like the Huskers at plus 5.5.
Good news. Good news for you, Jim. The other guy got good news that he got to be at a 2-point line move in college basketball, which is great. But that is great. That's great.
Native Queen likes the first half with the Purple Eagles, but she doesn't know about the full game.
God, she is sharp as hell. She like when I take the first halves, I'm just like, I may as well. Why not? You know what I mean? But she's like, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. Here you go. God, if me and Native Queen had a baby, I wonder what kind of a handicap. And we trained it to be an elite handicapper from the age of 4. I wonder what would come out of it, though, Jim.
Probably alcoholism.
Yeah, maybe. Nothing. I mean, once artificial intelligence comes around, 2029, all this will go out the window. We won't be able to beat the computers. But as of right now, we don't have AI, and we're doing our best here with what we got. All right, let's see.
Triple Beam says, picture yourself cashing those tickets. Visualize yourself walking up to that window to cash every ticket that you're holding. Gotta believe it first.
And King Rail says Nebraska is low-hanging fruit. So King Rail really liking Nebraska.
I love
I'm feeling this is good. I'm feeling like you're on the right side here, Jimmy Bag. I haven't had a chance to look at the game.
Now, I don't like going against what Joe D loves.
Right,
so that does not make me comfortable. But hearing this stuff does make me feel better.
All right, I'm looking at some other comments here. Russell Weisfanger says, just cracked open my RC Cola watching a great show. Let's get paid. And Philip A just says, no Kyrie Irving tonight. So Kyrie is definitely out, although we knew that was a possibility or a likelihood.
That was the reason why we made the bet. We thought we were going to put it in now because the shoulder injury and knowing Kyrie, it just doesn't force things.
Okay, I'm scanning here just for comments. All right, people talking about the NC State game, which is definitely interesting. Dennis Rojas says, I know Max likes NC State as a dog. Well, so would I, except they're not a dog. They're the favorite, right? They're at home against Wake Forest. So does Max like Wake Forest as a dog or NC State as a favorite?
I missed the comment.
Dexter Rojas says, I know Max likes NC State as a dog.
Oh, when they are a dog.
Yes,
I know that Max has said that as well. He likes taking them when they're a dog.
Because I was thinking this might be a place where, and actually that was a game where I liked the under. I'm sure that line is fucking crashed too. Let me just find where the total is on that game. So this is a show of chaos because there's so many games, so many opinions we have. Let me find that North Carolina. Yeah, 157.5. I was thinking about a shot with the under on that one, Jim. I don't know if you looked into that game.
No, I didn't have time. I really picked my spots, and I hate not looking at that game because it's a big one.
Yeah. All right. What else do you have to say about any other picks you want to make, Jim?
I do have some other picks I want to make. I'm taking Oregon State this evening at home against UCLA. Oregon State has improved as the season has gone on, and they are a tough out at home. They're coming off 2 tough losses in Arizona and will be happy to be home. Trey Trinkle and Drew Eubanks are tough to deal with down low. Combined, they average 31.5 points, 14 boards. Now, UCLA's Thomas Welsh and Goleman are bigger than Trinkle and Eubanks, but less skilled. Junior point guard Aaron Holiday, 18.9 points, 5.2 assists, has a lot of skill, but he'll have one of the Thompson brothers on him, all over him at all times. I like Oregon State here.
All right, there's been a line move in UCLA's favor. Oregon State opened at, not that big of a move. No, sorry, I'm sorry. crazy, 58 games on the card. A slight move in Oregon State's favor. They were a +2 dog on the opener, and now they're down to +1. So +1 minus 110 is what we'll give you on that one. Oregon State +1. All right. Juanma,
hey,
are you waving or are you just adjusting some volume there?
No, comment.
Okay.
Elliot Rodriguez, guys, the info is awesome. I love when we were on opposites. I usually lay off of this, but still interesting how many times you guys saved my butt.
Oh, yes, that is a great comment. Thank you very much, Elio Rodriguez. Really appreciate it. I wish we could be a little bit less chaotic, so we could be a little bit more organized about the comments and the jokes and everything. But right now we're just going. It's just haywire here. Let's see. Other comments here.
Nice. A lot of people are on Oregon State with me. That's great. That makes me feel very good.
Very good. Let's see. Pictures of cashless tickets. All right, yeah, here we back. There were some other games, some other comments. People asked me about a game. I didn't have, I noticed it. I don't remember what game. I think Texas State. I didn't have time to look at that one. I didn't have time to look at any of the games after 8:30. So those games, if I have time to look at them and I like something, I'll tweet it out. Let me just go over some of the totals that I was leaning towards. Again, let's see. Some of the totals that I was thinking about. I was thinking about the over in Drexel-Towson. I was thinking of the over in William and Mary. I got that one at 153.5. I might throw on the full game as well. Yeah, the Charleston game, definitely leaning under on that one, and I think I'll throw some unders on that one. The Charlotte FAU game, under at 142. That's one that I took, thinking about that one. The Jacksonville State Morehead State game on the over. I also like the over as well as Morehead State, and I'm thinking about I'll probably throw on that one as well. And again, the Rider St. Peter's one, I loved it. I took it on the under at 143. Now it's down to 137.5. Don't know if I want that line. Louisiana Tech, North Texas, I'm leaning over on that one at 140.5. And the SEIU Southeastern Missouri State game under 156 is also something I'm thinking about. And NC State Wake Forest under 157 is also something I'm thinking about. Jimmy the Bag. All right, what else are you looking at, Jim?
I think that we should. I've got a few plays still to come, but I think that we should definitely talk about the Gonzaga game. There's been a lot of talk about it on the chat. So I will, in all honesty, I'm a Gonzaga fan, Spokane, Washington. When you grow up in Vancouver, you love the Huskies and you love the Zags. And I was actually trying to find a way to back St. Mary's here, and I got talked out of it. And St. Mary's has won 12 straight since losses to Washington State and Georgia. The Gales are led by 6'11", 255-pound Jock Landale, 21.7 points, 10.3 boards. He's going to have an absolute out-of-control game for them to stay close, and that's why I had to leave it alone. Junior Emmett Nahr, 11.2 points, 9.4 assists. Add 6'6", junior Calvin Hermanson, and the trio scores 56% of the team's points. That's not a good thing. You need to have depth, and when you play against a team like Gonzaga that has so much depth, they're going to run these guys into the ground. Jonathan Williams and Killian Tilly will have their hands full with Landale, but the Bulldogs just have way more depth. 6 players in double figures. They're 4th in the nation, averaging 89.8 points per game. I had to let go. I'm going to watch this game with great interest, but I'm not going to make a play on it.
Okay, I'm going to throw on all these leans that I have. I'm going to start with the full games. Charlotte, Florida Atlantic under 142.5 minus 110. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Elon, James Madison over 144 minus 110. That's the current line at the Greek. Charleston game, I'm going to take the first half under. I'll also take the full game under on that one, 152 minus 110. That's the current line at Bookmaker and a few other places. Drexel-Towson over 144 minus 110. That's the current line at Pinnacle and a few other places. And I will. That's a definite pick. I'm going to throw on some others and some first halves as well. Jimmy, why don't you talk about another game while I go through these totals here?
I will. Now, I doubled up on this game and sent it in. And a couple people I really respect don't trust this team like I do, and it's concerning. But I have doubled up on Colorado and will do it here. But I am a little nervous doing it. The Buffaloes are very tough to beat at home. They just beat Arizona and Arizona State in their last 2 home games. They prefer to go small. That's when they play their best, but they have 7-foot freshman Dallas Walton, 6'10" Lucas Seward. If bigs are needed, they have them. Freshman McKinley Wright The fourth is a great point guard, averaging 15 points, 4.6 boards, 5.3 assists. 6'6" senior George King averages 14.2 points, 8.3 boards. After opening the year 6-0, Washington State has gone 3-8. The Cougars are going forward primarily playing two bigs, leading scorer and rebounder 6'7", 240-pound Robert Franks, and 6'8", 220-pound Drick Bernstein, 6.9 points, 7.7 boards. They each played 36 minutes in their last game. They shouldn't be playing that much time. I think this is a spot where when you go up high and play Colorado, where there's less oxygen, they're going to have to do something different here. They're going to have to play more players. They can't play those two bigs for 36 minutes. And Colorado's going to want to go small and run them to the ground. That's how they've been beating teams at home. Mutt Beast says, good pick, Jimmy. Old Twatty Lattes on Colorado with me. I'm uncomfortable a little bit just because Max doesn't trust Colorado, and that is concerning. But I sent it in already, and Christopher Kelly says, bad idea to go against Washington State. They're playing for their fallen quarterback. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he did shoot himself.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Did.
All right, while you think about that, I will mention some of the other totals that I'm going to add on here. The Morehead State game, I will take over 138 minus 110. That's the game current line at the Greek. North Texas, Louisiana Tech, over 140.5. That's the current line at the Greek. Ryder St. Peter's, fine. I will take it at the current reduced number, which is 137.5 minus 110 at Pinnacle. I bet it at 143, and, I wish I could be given out 143, but the current line is 137.5. I will take it. And the Wake Forest NC State game, I will take that one under 157.5 minus 110, and a lean, but I'm going to hold off. Wright State, Wisconsin, Green Bay. Wisconsin, Green Bay has trouble shooting from the outside, don't they?
They have been lately, and it's been extremely bothersome.
I'm going to hold off on that one, but I would have a lean to the under, but I'm going to hold off on that one as well. So that's what I'm going to give for right now, and I'll then look at the first halves and give some of those. But once again, I've added on Charlotte FAU under 142.5, Elon James Madison over 144, Charleston under 152, Towson over 144, Morehead State over 138, Louisiana Tech over 140.5, St. Peter's Rider under 137.5, and Wake Forest NC State under 157.5. Jimmy the Bag, and you want Colorado here, right? Or not?
I do. I'm gonna. It's an interesting point that's brought up, and it's.
I looked at that game, Jim. I actually did get a chance to look at that game, and I agree with you. Colorado's impressive, but the line was just too high for me, and I wound up making it a not even giving an opinion on it on my opinion spreadsheets. But whatever you want to do here, Jim.
I'm going to double up on it. I've already sent it in. I'm not going to back away from it.
Okay, best line. It's 8.5 market wide, but UWager has -8 minus 110. Bookmaker has 8 minus 115. So the market is showing a small movement in favor of Colorado. Right, it opened at 8. It's now 8.5 most places. UWager still has -8 minus 110, and we'll find the first half here. The first half here for Colorado. Let me just find it. Where the hell is it? Colorado first half would be, it's 4.5 or 5, so 4.5 minus 115 is going to be the best line that we're going to give you on that one. Well, first half -4.5 minus 115, Jim.
I'll take
it. Jim's doubling up. All right, so do you have any other picks that you want to add on?
I do. And this one wasn't the easiest play, and a couple guys that I was capping with, a few guys that I was capping with today, Twatty Latte, Dexter Rojas, Maxwell Smart, they pushed me towards this move. I am going to take Southern Miss on the full game against Rice. Southern Miss is tiny, and you guys who watch me cap know how much I love size, and I've got this aversion against tiny teams. Their leading rebounders are both 6'2", one of the worst rebounding teams in the nation. They have one big and 6'11", 220-pound senior Tim Rowe.
Can I just ask you one thing? So you think that like Muggsy Bogues, his whole career was just a fluke? The dude got lucky, right?
Well, no, but how many NBA championships rings did he have?
Muggsy Bogues?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, but the dude was 5'3" and had a long career and played at Wake Forest. You know what I'm saying? I guess with point guards, it's a little bit different. You're talking about size for the bigs. Is it what you're talking about?
What do you want me to say? Yeah, Muggsy was cute. Great career. All right? Their leading rebounders are 6'2". It's worrisome.
Yeah, right.
Now, there's explanations for this stuff, and it's just...
That was my bad. Sorry, that was my bad. You're talking about size on rebounding. point guard size is not something you look for.
No,
Right,
not at all. I just want distribution.
Right.
Yeah. So and
Wow, that was
Muggsy Bogues.
a really stupid comment I just did on camera. Holy shit.
Hey, dude,
I apologize, Jimmy the Bag.
it's all good.
That was dumb as I just made myself look like a fucking moron.
Oh, no, not at all.
All right, okay,
Not
thank
at all.
you. All right,
They
all
have
right.
one big in the 6'11", 220-pound senior Tim Rowe, and even though they desperately need his size, he's so bad that he barely plays. But they are skilled and have a good point guard, 5'10" Tyree Griffin. Rice is small, poor defensively, and even worse offensively. They've won once in their last 8 games. They're led on the boards by their tallest rotation player, 6'8", 200-pound Malik Osborne, who averages 6.4 points, 6.1 boards, 6'5", 200-pound junior Connor Cashaw leads their team in scoring at 16.7 points, and he's second in boards. So their 2 leading rebounders are 190 pounds and 200 pounds. So I went on Southern Miss. They have a home court advantage. They have a bunch of double-digit wins on their resume. They have 3 double-digit scores. They've already played all the toughest opponents in their conference. They're now getting a winnable game back at home. They're finally out from under sanctions. Doc Sadler's finally getting somewhere with this team. And I'm going to take Southern Miss on the full game.
All right, okay, let me find it. Southern Miss full game. Line is headed up a little bit, and a little bit of late breaking news. Interesting, some money's coming in on Georgia Tech, Jim. It's now down to 7 at a bunch of places. Pinnacle, bunch of places. It's dropping down. All right, so you're going to take Southern Miss on the full game, right?
I am.
All right, Southern Miss -8. -105 is the best line right now at Bet Online. -8, -105, and just the full game, right, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let me just look at some of these other totals plays that I made. Just make sure I got all of them. Yeah. And then I guess the SIU Edwardsville game. That's another game that I didn't that I bet on the under. Wow, that's now down to 154.5 at Pinnacle. All right, I'll add that one on there as well. SIU Edwardsville, SIU Eds under 156 -110. SIU Edwardsville 156 -110. Although size of the point guard can matter for defensive purposes.
perimeter
Yes.
defense.
All right, so I
Absolutely.
didn't make myself look that stupid.
No.
Okay. This is fucking 55 games college basketball, 72 college basketball games on the card. Every word out of my mouth is not going to be some genius, brilliant thing. All right, under 156 -110. I'm taking that one as well. SIU Edwardsville and Southeastern Missouri State. Just quickly scanning some of the. Just want to make sure I got everything. And then I'm going to go to some of the first half totals to see if I want to double up on any of these things that I gave here. Is there anything else you want to add on here, Jim?
No, but when I see everybody on William Mary and when I see Native Queen use capitals when she says love William Mary,
there you go.
I feel like it's probably a mistake. And they had such a bad first half in their last game. They still came back to win in overtime. I feel like maybe I'm making a mistake by staying off that game and fearing Northeastern.
Hard to say, Jimmy the Bag. I don't suppose you looked at Youngstown State at all. We've talked about that team quite a bit.
We have talked about that game, and I looked into it enough to see if I could make a play on it. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't.
No, you don't like him as a home dog?
No, I don't. Now, Ty Odiasi and the bigs for UIC have been underwhelming. Mm-hmm. And if they had played any better, if Odiasi would play any better, I would actually take UIC, but I can't trust their bigs. And Youngstown State's a small team. You need to have bigs that take them to task, you know, and I don't know if UIC can do it. In saying all that, I don't think it's a bad play at all. I just couldn't find an angle that I could support.
They're an underdog, home under. Uh-oh, Wanma's waving. What do you got there, Wanma?
Triple beams 3. You didn't look bad, Pete.
Oh.
You just looked moral for a second, which is rare.
Oh my! See, there you go. Look at those fucking comments. You see what I love? You see what I'm saying? Look at this shit, man. Oh man, thank you so much, Triple Beam 3. That's the kind of shit that's real support. That's real support there. You know what I'm saying,
That
Jim?
is.
That's what we call support in this business. All right, let's see. Okay, so. DJ Big Boss says, I like the under 137 in the Georgia Tech game. Yeah, except you're going to be taking minus 5,000. What odds are you getting on 137, DJ Big? I assume that's a typo. He means 117, right?
He must, yeah.
He must. Okay.
And there is questions about whether we'll be able to give it a top play or two off of this college card.
Although, I'll tell you one thing. When people have pressured us to give the top plays, it really does force us to clamp down. And even on our losing days, those have been good. Like the days when I had like my shitty college basketball record, I said, you know what? I like the under on the what was that game that I gave? The what was the under? There were a couple of plays that I gave where I had big losing days overall, but the plays that I was forced to sit down and say, all right, this is the play that I would give. They've been winning. They've been cashing. They tend to be totals, that cash by like 8 or 10 points. We'll do that. Sure. We'll do that. Sure. All right. Let's see. Let's just look at some other. And okay, just let's talk about some of the sides that some people have talking about. Wofford is quite a quality team, Jim. Except for that Harvard game, Wofford's been cashing game in and game out. Now they're giving 4 at Samford. I mean, the line's getting bet up a little bit, 4 or 4.5. What do you think? Is Wofford maybe a nice play there?
I know a bunch of people on Wofford today, and I was one of the games that I didn't get a chance to get to.
Okay, looking at some other sides that I was thinking about. I was thinking about Youngstown State as a home dog, but I'll hold off on that one. Thinking about VMI getting all those points against Mercer. I don't suppose you'd looked into that one, Jim.
No. Mercer played so awful. It was so tough to. I just can't. It takes me a while to cap these games, and that's why I hate these Thursdays, because I don't know if I'm picking the right games to hammer.
No, I hear you. I mean, VMI is way worse than Mercer. Mercer has quite a bit of ability and talent, but I'm going to take that one. I'm going to throw it on there. It's 11.5. They're getting minus 106. I'll throw that one on there. VMI plus 11.5, minus 106. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Then the Furman Eastern Tennessee State game, man, that's a game where I don't know who's going to come out ahead in the first half or second half. I'd give both, but then I'm doubling up. I'm liking Furman here. I think I'm going to give Furman on the first half -1. I will throw that one on there as well. Furman first half -1, and that is minus 102.
Very interesting stuff here, and we especially love alums of schools talking, because so Robin Spears says Murray State, Pete, alum of this school, they will show up for this game. OVC championship preview, and then right below it, and now I've lost it. I thought there was another one. Somebody else was on Murray State, but now I can't find it. But that's a big thing, know, when. King Rail says Cavs spread and Blazers over are my favorite picks. I really like that Blazers over as well. And he said, but Murray State is another of his big players.
Yeah, I mean, that line, that's a tough one, because Murray State, listen, I thought, who was it that someone said, was it King, or someone said, I said I liked Murray State when they took on Jacksonville State, and remember that? And I made that one a pick, and someone said, Pete, Jacksonville State wins, and Jacksonville State totally won that game, and then the next game out at home got blown out by like Austin Peay or someone like that. Murray State's a great team, but so is Belmont, and there's a big line move now in favor of Belmont. Belmont's now -2 at Pinnacle, coming in on that side. I mean, these OVC games can be very hard to judge here. Murray State's a quality team. So is Belmont. So I'm going to stay off on that one, but I hope you guys all cash. And whoever it was, I forgot who it was, who predicted very, very accurately and confidently that Jacksonville State would beat Murray State at home, and I was on the wrong side of that one, and they were dead on with that one.
We've got Native Queen's lines here that she just drew. First half, Towson over.
Yes,
she's on the Elon over.
Those are two of the picks that I just gave.
She's
right?
on FIU over.
Okay.
Charleston College under.
That's another pick I just gave.
Sitdale under.
What?
And Jacksonville over. What is this? Missed that one. Citadel. My fault.
Citadel. Okay.
Citadel and then, under and Jacksonville over.
Okay, the Jacksonville game. I don't think I had a chance to look at that. But that's very encouraging. And those are all games that I already gave on the full game. I'm going to give some first halves in a second. I just want to look at some of these spreads. Elon at James Madison. I was thinking Elon. Did you get a chance to look at that one, Jim?
No, I didn't. But I looked, actually, I just didn't get a chance to write out a full page of notes.
I hear you.
It was a tricky spot at James Madison, because James Madison has just screwed me last week. And James Madison seems to always get more, like at -1. I thought Elon would be a bigger.
Yeah, and the line is headed down.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on that one. I am going to go on Morehead State along with DJ Big Boss +7, -110. That was a play that I was liking anyway. All right, now quickly let me get to, because we got to get to all the other shit too here as well. I just want to quickly get to let me see. Yeah, and I'm thinking Wake Forest might be, Danny Manning, that's a good coach right there. Wake Forest getting 4.5 points, that's tempting. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
It is tempting.
That is tempting there. I'll put my money where my mouth is. There's even a 5 at UWager. I will take that one. I'll take Wake Forest +5 at UWager. That's the kind of game that I said I was going to bet on Wake Forest. Remember, I said when they're outmatched. Well,
when they're
dogs. NC State is good. But I was going to bet on Wake Forest when they have competitive spreads, but when they're facing a big talent discrepancy, that's when they're going to get blown out. And I'm concerned because I didn't quite look into. I know NC State has Yurt 7 and a bunch of guys who are really great, but you think there's a big talent discrepancy there?
No, I don't think there's a big talent discrepancy there.
All right, I'm taking it +5, -110. And let me just get to some of the first half totals because I want to maybe double up on some of these. I need to add to my record here. Northeastern William & Mary. Oh, interesting. It came down a little bit. It's now 73 -118. That's a pick that I gave. Let's see. Yeah, the NC Wilmington Charleston game, first half under. I will definitely give that one as well. That's in the 70s. So Charleston. First half under 72. Oh, no. Wow. UWager has 72.5. Charleston, NC Wilmington, first half under 72.5, -110. That is the line that I will take on that one. Let me see. What are some of the others here? The Rider St. Peter's first half under. That's something that I'm tempted to give. 65.5 -131. I'll give that one too. I'll double up on that one. St. Peter's first half. That one opened at 66.5. Now I'm gonna have to take 65.5 -131. That's the current line at Pinnacle, but that's okay. I will take that one. I like that. I like that under. I also like the first half over in the Louisiana Tech game. I'll take that one. I gave the first half. I had the full game over on that one, and I will take the first half over as well, which will be 65.5, -110 at a bunch of places. And the Morehead State Jacksonville State game on the first half over I'm liking as well, and I will take that one. I took the full game over, and I'll take the first half over. There is 64 -110 at Intertops, friend of the show, sponsor of the show. Thank you so much, Intertops. Pinnacle has 64 -113. Most other places have 64.5, but Intertops still hanging 64 -110. So I will take that one. Jimmy the Bag, I'm sure some comments are pouring in here, right? Let me just review all the college basketball picks that we've given, and then I guess we're going to have to move on to NHL and NBA, right?
Yeah, we don't
have that much time. All right. These are all the college basketball picks that we've given. I'm pretty sure I got all of yours,
and
Jim.
And then we'll try to pick one that we like.
Yeah. All right, so Jim has given IUPUI first half -0.5 and the full game -1. NC Wilmington +11.5. Nebraska +5.5. Southern Miss -8. Oregon State +1. Colorado first half -4.5 and full game -8. That one makes me nervous, Jim, but I hope you cash on it. Georgia Tech +8. Niagara first half -2 and full game -3.5. That's it for you, right, Jim?
Yes.
Okay. I've given a whole shit ton of picks. Georgia Tech +8. Morehead State +7. VMI +11.5. IUPUI first half -0.5 and the full game -1. Furman first half -1. William & Mary first half -1 and the full game -2. William & Mary first half over 73 -126. Wake Forest +5. SIU Edwardsville under 156. That's just page 1 for me. Page 2 contains Morehead State first half over 64. Louisiana Tech first half over 65.5. Charleston first half under 72.5. St. Peter's first half under 65.5 -131. FAU under 142.5. JMU over 144. Morehead State over 138. Louisiana Tech over 140.5. Charleston under 152. Towson over 144. Rider St. Peter's under 137.5. And the Wake Forest NC State game under 157.5, Jim. And that's just the games up to 8 o'clock. Or 8:30 or whatever. All right, so shall we move on?
Well, let's just drop a quick favorite play for a few people who are asking. If I looked at the whole card once more, I think that I like Niagara to take care of Quinnipiac, and I like IUPUI to take care of Cleveland State. Those are my two favorite plays.
And I would take, all right, it's no-brainer-ish, it's low-hanging fruit-ish, but, don't overthink it. William & Mary, first half over 73, which you can still get -118 at Pinnacle. Most other places have 73.5, but that's it. It's just kind of a no-brainer-ish play, 73.5 or 73 -118 if you have Pinnacle. What do you think?
I like it.
All right, so let's move on. There's a whole lot of other shit that we could talk about, but let's move on. First, let's quickly move on to NBA. Just 4 games on the card. The big question is Cleveland once again a good bet as a good fade as a big favorite? And Jimmy the Bag, money's coming in on Cleveland. They're now up to -11 at Pinnacle, Bet Online, and most places have -11.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning. We've seen what happens when LeBron and the squad say we've had enough of this, and they take a 28-6 lead. We've seen what happens, and it's not good. Okay, and wow, the Philly-Boston game, I actually did not take that one. I only put it as a lean. You took it at first half +2.5 -101. Now the full game is down to 3 or 2.5. So wow, big line move in favor. Excuse me, big line move in favor of
of Philly there. I guess that's because of Irving being out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one's just in my leans column, my leans category. And I also had the Philly first quarter at +1.5, -115 in my leans category as well. Man, I missed it, Jim.
Yeah, too bad. Well, I mean, we'll see. It's not necessarily doesn't necessarily hurt.
No, I hope you cash. I mean, the first quarter could still be +1. What do you think about that?
To be honest with you, I think Boston will come out really hard without Irving there, and I feel like I almost wish I had doubled up on that game just to get the end of it. I'm a little concerned. I think these teams really step up when they. But I bet you they probably knew for 24 hours that Kyrie wasn't playing.
And then the other big play that I made, I tripled up on this Indiana-Portland over and no movement at all. Exactly where it was in the morning. Okay. Yeah. Anything else you want to comment on, or shall we move on, Jim?
I couldn't get the Wolves with my local. I could only get them at +4.5, and my rule state said if it's +4.5 or less, I take the money line. So I got them at +165 on the bet that I sent in. Okay, that sounds great. And as of right now, as of about 6:52 p.m. Eastern time, we have 50 likes on the show and 0 dislikes. Wow. Unbelievable. No one's bought a dislike. No one's even given an organic dislike, Jim. Can you believe that? The guy ran out of money. Guy plumb ran out of money. Who was buying the dislikes? And look at that. I mean, I assume we'd have a few, organic dislikes, but none. Thank you so much for everyone who did not dislike, who's watching the show right now and did not dislike it. All right, let's move on to NHL. How about that, Jim? Let's do it. All right, a huge NHL card here. I don't even know, son. I did take Dallas. And when I took them, the money line was -110. It's now to about -118. So a little bit of a line move in favor of Dallas. On the other hand, we also both took Arizona at +177. I took them on the -1 line, and that's now up into the +180s. Bet online as +190. Does that concern you, Jim? Well, the play is it doesn't matter if it's a +175 or +180. We're taking a big dog. I mean, you obviously want people going in your direction. With the Blue Jackets game, Korpisalo is going to start tonight. Josh Bailey is coming back for the Islanders, and as we said in the beginning of the morning show, that both Newvirth and Kincaid will be playing. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is now on the injured reserve, and Jake Muzzin will be playing for the Kings tonight. One quick second. I just realized I almost forgot about the friggin' second half that I wanted to look at. That's probably still up. Jimmy the Bag, why don't you just generally talk about anything you want to talk about, what we've got going on at NHL while I look at the second half play, okay? Native Queen says, I love this show, and I want to reiterate how much we love you, Native Queen, and how helpful you are. All you guys are so helpful, and now we got a couple dislikes, man. Why'd you stroke the fire, motherfucker? Why did you stroke the fire, man? Oh, my God. As I was saying that, I knew it. Right away, instantaneously. Motherfucker. All right, that's okay. We can weather that. We can weather that storm just like we'll weather anything else. Wow, wait a minute. Is ESPN behind the ball here? Or does that line start late? Mutt Beast says no NBA for tonight. King Rail says Cleveland is the play. I've been capping all day. Yeah, I mean, look, at some point, Cleveland seemed like they were the play many, many times. I mean, at some point, those guys are going to get pissed and play a whole. But you're right, Jim. It's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland's like up by 25 in the second quarter and still winds up one way or another not covering. You know what I'm saying? It's just they've been doing it all year. And KB Infinity says, I took Magic +11. Mutt Beast is with us on the Rangers Buffalo over. That's a play we have on the morning show. There's a lot of fans of Native Queen. A lot of people want her on this show, man. We got to get her down here. It's just fucking amazing. All right, so the OVC game, the Tennessee State Austin P game is still going on. I thought it was a 6 o'clock start, which it's not. But there is Robert Morris and Sacred Heart. Let me just quickly look at that. Robert Morris and Sacred Heart. Okay, keep talking, Jimmy the Bag, while I find the Robert Morris Sacred Heart numbers here. Arian Costa said the Leafs are a lock tonight, in my opinion, and that after that sour overtime loss to St. Louis, they will slap Philly. It was a very scary spot for me that I ended up staying off of. Coop Boy 407 says, if you bet in Houston here, I don't know what the hell you betting. Robert Danner says, love watching the show. Great insight again, guys. Stephen Alice says, Bruins juicy puck line, Jimmy, and I'm on it, man. You know my deal. If a team's missing 2 of their top 4 defensemen, I'll fade them every single game, and I will fade them every game moving forward. Now, before I thought only take overs, and I think it might be a mistake that I'm not on that over, to be honest with you. I'm going to take a look at what that total is right now, because it's 6.5. Okay, I don't need to worry about that. Native Queen says, until the Cavs play a full game, fuck with the first quarter and first half only. That's very interesting. That's very smart.
I mean, actually, that might be a good play tonight. Just take them on the first quarter, although I'm sure that line is now 4, maybe even 4.5. Let's see where it is. Let's see where that line is for, no, just 3.5. Just 3.5.
I get it, but I kind of like, Mr. Goxer's on the full game under 144 in the Sacred Morris game. So he's in a good spot.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I'm going to pass on a second half play there. Nothing that I'm really liking. Slight lean to Sacred Heart on the money line, minus 185, but I'm not going to touch that one. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, juicy puck line with the Bruins. I agree with that. Bar Command G11 has Bruins over 3.5 goals. Melee Payless Way has Cavs first half in Orlando full game. Yeah,
I mean, look, that's that. If you've been doing that with the Cavs, I mean, even the Bulls game last night, people were like, I said that. I said, remember, Jim? I said, I bet you the Bulls are winning at the halftime and then don't cover at the end. And I got lucky because they wound up losing by 7. But, that Golden State on the second half, the way that game was going to go, it's just so predictable. And that's what's going to happen with the Cavs. It just feels like first half, the Cavs a great play. And then, and actually, you know what? That might be a nice little hedge. Let me see what the Cavs on the first half are. The first half line for the Cavs is 6 minus 119. I'm throwing that shit on there, Jim. I'm throwing that shit on there, Jimmy the Bag. I'm throwing Cleveland first half minus 6 minus 119. Look what I just did, Jimmy the Bag.
Interesting.
Yes, that's a little hedge. Now, if Orlando is like tied at the half and then gets blown out in the second half, I'm going to look massively stupid and trying to get cute and just fucking myself in all kinds of ways. But I'm going to take it. It's just the way things have been going, right? If King Rail is right and Cleveland comes out and gets a cover here, I think it's much more likely that they have a big first half than big second half, right?
Yes, that's very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Coolboy407 says, I love Cavs third quarter.
Okay, well, there you all right.
Says that's where they're going to make adjustments in that quarter, and where their downfall is. That's where they downfall is in the third quarter. Interesting. King Rail says, I really think everyone's making a mistake tonight by fading the Cavs. How can we not?
They've lost 9 out of their last 10 ATS, including multiple spots where it seemed like it was a big bounce-back spot for them, including that game against Indiana on the road. Remember, where everyone was like, obviously, the public's going to think they're sharp by taking Indiana, plus the points at home. Don't fall into that trap. Cavs roll, and what happened? Cavs rolled in the beginning and then shit the bed in the end and wound up not covering.
And Jay Peach agrees. Jay Peach says, King, me too. Thinks everyone's making a mistake.
All right, well, I'm taking the Cavs on the first half, minus 6, minus 119.
It's a good hedge.
We'll see how it all turns out. I've had a decent run in NBA for the past 2 days, so, hopefully I won't get too burned on that one. And I guess that's about it. Should we, is anything else you want to mention on the NBA card? Or no, we were talking about NHL. Anything else you want to mention on NHL, Jim?
Big Dad 138 says, how many chances are we supposed to give the Cavs? I agree. No, on the NHL card, I like where I stand. To be honest with you, I'm a little uncomfortable with my Pens against the Kings. I'm a little uncomfortable with that. It's not easy playing the back-to-back games in California. And then the Pens have the number 1 power play in the league, and that's where they succeed. And then the Kings have the best penalty killing. So I'm a little uncomfortable there, but I like my other plays. Obviously, the Coyotes is we're trying to take advantage of a situation, and it's a risky spot. I like the over in the Sabres Rangers. I like the Senators as a home dog. And
wow. Jim, we took the over in the Sabres Rangers. We got plus 107. Now at Pinnacle, it's plus 118. So money coming in on the under in the Sabres Rangers game. Look at that, Jim.
That's crazy because when I sent that in, When I sent that in an hour and a half ago, I could only get minus 105 on the over.
Oh, that's because your bookie slick there, Jimmy the Bag. Your bookie, you were like, let me get the over. Wide-eyed. Let me get the over, and your bookie was like, I'll give you minus 105. And you're like, okay, thank you so much.
My bookie uses Bet365 lines.
Yeah,
maybe. So it's Bet365 is the one.
Let's see, Buffalo and Rangers. Let's see. Yes. Bet365 was minus 105 the entire day until very recently where they dropped down to plus 100. They were minus 105 the entire day, Jim. Now at Pinnacle, it's plus 118 on the over. So money clearly coming in on the under at Pinnacle. That's not a great sign, but, sign. Okay, that's fine. Wow. Jesus Christ.
Lee Davis says Penguins are 23-5 off of a road loss. That's a great stat. It makes me feel much better.
Interesting shit here. NHL, ton of games.
Oh, that was the other thing. Small Thrill makes a great point. I do think I might be making a mistake not taking New Jersey tonight because Washington's off the bye and had their practice canceled because of weather. But some comments came in that resonated with me all day about how they're such a veteran team and maybe they don't need that practice to get back on the ice together. And so that's why I didn't end up still putting money on the Devils. But
no! Did the native queen say she liked ETSU over Furman? Someone was referring to some. Wait, or maybe she's talking about in women's basketball. Wait. Joe D says good sign. ETSU woman win versus Furman. Next up, the guys. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know what he was saying. Okay.
He's talking about women's basketball.
Right. I guess. Okay. All right. So, yeah. A lot of great comments as usual. Just some late line moves in NHL. Let's look at this. Philly, some money coming in on Toronto. That's a little bit head scratching, right?
No, everybody in this comment thinks the way they lost to the Blues is going to make them really angry. I think it's a tricky spot. Lindros's jersey's being retired. I'm happy that I don't have a play on that game.
Not much line movement in the Colorado game. Not much line movement in the Vegas game. That'll be interesting to see whether Vegas, after 2 straight losses, can turn it around as a road underdog. Not much movement in St. Louis, Ottawa. Not much movement overall here, Jim, except for Dallas jumping up about 10 points and the total on the Rangers game dropping down a little bit. And, I guess we can wrap this thing up. What do you think?
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I've had a bad month, and I need to. I've had 2 winning days in a row. The first one was very slight, but still in the black, and I really need to get my shit together. Tomorrow is a payday with my local, and I'm really nervous about tonight. I think I might have too much action. I'm nervous about the Colorado play, and
yeah, that one. Look, they could easily cash. Colorado's a quality team. I was just thinking, like, man, that's a lot of points. I mean, are they that good that they should be reliably giving that many points to Washington?
But I mean, how much better is Arizona and Arizona State than Washington State?
I know. But it's just like you can't. It's just like it's very treacherous to do that kind of syllogism in college basketball. You know what I mean? Where you're like, they did that well against that team, and that did do that well against that team, so that means that they should do that well against that team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's what I'm most uncomfortable with.
All right. Okay. Here you go. Here's a comment. This is why I love these comments. DJ Big Boss, NBA All-Star lineup announced today. Trust these players will all play like shit. Stay well till after the NBA All-Star weekend is over. That does get in people's heads, right?
Yeah.
Complacency if you're an All-Star.
These Thursdays are just fucking overwhelming.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for all your help, man. It's a fucking battle.
It certainly is. All right, let's wrap this show up. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow, a much more manageable workload, so hopefully we'll have a little bit more fun, a little bit more relaxed conversations, a little more interactions with Juanma, and a little bit more in-depth research on every game that we look at. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks so much. We'll see you all tomorrow.